All right, I'm here with Craig, and him and his wife Nicole have been working on With Friends Like These. It is a co-op shooter. Yeah, not really, but it's pretty fun. So when did you guys come up with this idea, and what really drove you to it?
Yeah, we've been working on it for a while now. We started the very beginning of 2015 when we were looking at making a game. The first thing we knew is we wanted it to be co-op because that's the genre that we love.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure, the other big thing we wanted was that no one player was more important than the other. I'm a bad co-op player, so generally when we're playing like Chariot or Lovers or even just something like Donkey Kong Country, I'm that jerk that tries to like jump ahead and do it all themselves. So we really wanted to make sure that I couldn't do that, and we could just play together and both be equally as important.
I'm terrible about it too. Like, we were playing Toe Jam and Earl on the Genesis, and it's the second one, so it's like each one of you has a screen, and when you're jumping, she'd fall behind and then fall off a ledge, and I'd be like, oh!
Yeah,
I'm a terrible multiplayer.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that, both of you are as important as the other, so that as you're going through it, you're not just dragging the other person through, you're both having a bunch of fun.
So you just showed that you had it running on the Switch. With the other one, can you do it over, like, can one person be in Australia and another person be here in Seattle and play it together?
We haven't. We've kept it local multiplayer. Biggest reason is I'm actually not that strong of a programmer. So this was a handy way to just be like, nope, stay on the couch. We've had being at PAX has been really cool. We've spoken to other people and talked about what solutions they can do to help get their game to be online, but we're focusing on a local couch co-op at the moment.
Well, I mean, if you can make it clean, and then you can do whatever you need to later on. You know, you don't have, in this day and age, you don't have to make a game, boom, it's set in stone, you know, now
Exactly,
you can patch it and fix it. How long have you guys been developing it, and is it just you and your wife?
Yeah, just me and my wife. Nicole does all the art, the sound design, the animation. I'm doing the programming, and we collaborate on the design.
Okay.
We've been working on it since the start of 2015.
Oh, okay.
We've both become much stronger at what we do since then. Like, we generally started the project, and we wanted to, because we're doing this part-time,
Okay.
we set ourselves the goal of, hey, let's see if we can exhibit at PAX 2015, PAX Oz. If we can do that, then, and it's a good reception to the game, we'll continue on working on it.
Okay.
We were lucky enough to get selected for PAX Rising in Australia. The reception went really well, and we're like, okay, let's try and make this a full-blown game. So we just kept at it, and since then, we've been getting more animations in there, making the interactions with the enemies a lot more fun, and going back to that. So that's been a while now.
So basically, she's like the everything, and you're the promotion guy?
Kind of, yeah. Like I work on the programming side, but being the one that Nicole puts the Shy and Shy Kids Club, so me being able to come out here and be a bit more comfortable just throwing stuff at people and be like, grab a controller is handy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually been great this year because as you can see behind us, there's been a ton of people here, and that's always nice because, you've been to PAX Australia. You went to PAX East also, correct?
Yeah, okay. We were at PAX East earlier this year.
Okay. Was it as packed as it is here up there?
It can be in different parts, so we're lucky that because we're in the PAX 10 this year, I think we're probably getting a little bit more traffic.
Okay.
But at PAX East, we were spread pretty thin because we actually had two spots. We're in the mini booth for 2 days, then part of the PAX Australia showcase as well.
Okay.
So it was just one of us on the booth at each time. We had a friend who was going to come down from Canada to give us a hand. He was on the tarmac, and then there was a blizzard, so he wasn't able to make it with us, unfortunately. But he's a super nice guy.
If it can happen, it will happen, basically, yeah. We have the same problem with every piece of gear that we have. Yesterday I ran out of batteries in here, and I didn't bring an extra one, so it was amazing.
It happens, but you find ways to adapt.
Yeah. So what are you guys shooting for on price and release date?
Cool. We're hoping late-ish next year.
Okay.
We're going to start with PC and Switch. Again, just because it's the two of us, we can't, unfortunately, get it out on everything in one hit. We'll try the others shortly after that.
All right.
Price point, nothing set in stone just yet. We're aiming for around that $10-ish mark. That might change, but we're aiming for about 4 or 5-ish hours of gameplay. We'd rather have a cool, concise experience that people can have fun with, and then they can move on and play one of the other fantastic games out there, because there's so much stuff to enjoy at the moment.
I know, it's really kind of the golden age of like enjoying like something like this. I've been playing what is it, Slime Rancher, and a couple of man, I can't remember the one. It's the new Metroidvania. Why is it? It's gone out of my brain.
Yeah.
Super hard. Anyway, yeah.
Like Dead Cells or something.
Dead Cell, yeah, that's what it is. Boom, yeah. That one, it's one of those ones you can pick up and play and have fun with and then put it down and
100%.
come back to it.
And so because there's so many great stuff out there, we're not trying to make something that will be the only game you play. It was like, oh, have your fun with this, then like go play TikTok or go play Pixel Junk Monsters or something cool like that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know. People get really hung up on the amount of time you can spend with a game, but I'm like, $10, you pay $10 to go to a movie, and it's 2 hours, and you can't enjoy it like actively with somebody, and you're getting an hour and a half or 2 hours out of it, and you get 5 or 6 hours out of something like that. I don't know. How do you guys feel about like balancing content for price?
Well, we're super conscious that because there's so many cool games out there, people can't afford to grab them all. Like there's games that I've been super keen on for a long time that I can't pick up because there's other games that I've been playing before that.
Yeah.
So if someone can't, like, there's always the opportunity for them to wait a little bit till stuff eventually goes on sale. But we are aware that we can't be the only game. If they pick up one game a week, that's super expensive. Even one game a month at $10, it all adds up.
On Steam, have you worked with Greenlight just to make sure you're not like put in the pile where no one will ever see it kind of thing?
Yeah, so we went through Greenlight 2015, I think it was, like super long ago. So we got through that process, which is really cool.
Okay.
Since then, as soon as it was like, congratulations, you've been greenlit, we haven't done anything further with that. We're just like heads down working on the game.
Yeah.
Coming out here with PAX and talking to you and the fans and things like that, it's been a great way to just make sure that when we finally do get out there, people know who we are, and we'll still get pushed down that long list of people, but hopefully people go like, I feel like I've heard that game before, and go about it that way.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things right now about Steam Greenlight is that it just gets buried in there. It's super hard to find, but I think honestly the artwork in this is cutesy and unique, and I think that'll actually, help you guys stay on top, because immediately I was drawn to it. I was like, oh, this looks cool. I love these kind of games, these couch co-ops.
Nicole's art's fantastic, and she makes everything look so flippin' adorable.
Yeah.
Like even the bad guys, like they're cool, and like you can see that they're not bad people. The story for the game that she's come up with is super weird, but like it works so that again you're not killing all these monsters; they're actually your friends.
Oh.
And then you're just teleporting them back to the bus so that they can go on their way. But yeah, there's a lot of fun little extra bits she's popped in there, like when you're in this one area that we call Lover's Lookout, the fish in there who are getting stomped on are all scared in their car, but as soon as you freed them, they go back to the reason why they were at Lover's Lookout, and I'll let you think about what that could be. It's coming along well. We're probably looking at a late 2019-ish release, Switch and PC first. We really just, the thing I've loved seeing, and when we come out to PAX or other shows like that, is the fact that parents can play it with their really young kids as well.
Yeah.
What's been really cool to see is maybe if you're playing with someone who's not as familiar with games as you are, you can then, the person who's controlling the movement can dodge the bullets while the other player is getting used to the shooting.
Oh, okay.
So that way you can support someone and help them experience games as much as you love them, rather than just being a case of, if you're not good, don't even bother playing. Like we want to pull more people into games because it's an awesome hobby to have.
So how did you guys come up with the idea of like shifting who shoots and who controls with just the like yellowish haze to it? I mean, I think that's kind of an ingenious little clever way to do it.
Cool. By having lots of ideas and throwing all the bad ones away. So
Throw it until it sticks.
we prototyped a bunch of different things. Like the game's evolved a lot since we first started. Like there was whole mechanics that we prototyped out, but then they weren't fun. Like being a massive fan of games like Lunar Lander, I initially had like this fuel mechanic in there where you would burn fuel and you would have to go about collecting different fuel resources. But the first time we showed that off just to other developer friends, I'm like, this is cool and you're all gonna love it. But as soon as we started watching people play, they would burn through all their fuel, leave a little bit left, and then swap over to the other player. And the other player couldn't then do anything and they'll die. So that was a good chance for me to be like, oh, Craig, you're not brilliant.
Yeah.
That was a good try, let's try the next thing. And we just kept refining and watching people play, and then that's what helped us get to where we are now.
That's why I think that it's going to do good. You guys are trying out new idea, doing that and then trying it, seeing it doesn't work and then removing it, instead of just trying to stick to it and do whatever. So that's, I don't know, evolving is the way that you make a game actually better. And
Exactly.
yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for talking to me. It was great seeing you, and I hope it does great. And I can't wait to see it in late 2019.
Thank you.